Then we jumped into one of your
yes, a childhood
background.
game of mine, a childhood spooky game of mine. Porky the Pig's Haunted Holiday.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How old were you, would you say, when you first played this game?
Oh, snap. I want to say I was about 6 is when my mom got me this SNES. Around 6, maybe 5 or 6.
So that would have been like 2003?
That sounds about right.
Would have been a freshman in college.
Oh, snap! And I'm over here just turning on my SNES for the first time.
By 2003, I had a GameCube for sure. And a PS2.
Oh my god.
And I had an original Xbox. So I had all 3 of those systems at that point.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like
You were old.
a step above. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 2 systems ahead.
Yeah, you were.
I was like,
and I was just
Super
finally
Nintendo.
just getting my Super Nintendo. Yup.
like, you mean Resident Evil Code Veronica on Dreamcast? Is that what you mean?
What? What?
I had the Dreamcast.
Mm.
But yeah, Porky
Porky
Pig.
the Pig's Haunted Holiday.
Playing it again, did it bring back a lot of memories? Did it remind you? Was it exactly what you expected it to be, or was it different?
It was definitely different. Not as scared. I feel like when I opened that up as a 6-year-old, I was terrified. You get this opening of Porky the Pig going to bed, and I'm like, yes, I relate. I go to bed. Yes. And then now he's having nightmares. Now there's scary trees in the background. Now you're getting chased. Now you're getting things thrown at you. I was terrified as a kid.
The trees in the background were definitely scary for sure.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like the Wizard of Oz with the trees that like moved and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was always like, oh shit. Like, the
Like,
trees,
what am I going to see back
the
there?
trees are alive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was scary for me. Oh my god. And the music, I don't know. I would get so immersed in games as a kid just playing that.
See, now this is going to be somewhere where we disagree. The music is on a very short loop. I would say it's probably 30 seconds. And
Yeah.
it seemed like it was the same music on every level.
That was about right. Yep, it is.
I get that you were spooked. I get
That
you're
freaked me
nostalgic about it. Terrible music. One of the worst pieces of music
But
in
I
any
feel
game.
like that's what, like, wouldn't that be a dream? Wouldn't that be, like, chaotic to you? Just never-ending loop. You're just like, oh.
I mean, that's horrific for sure.
Yes,
But that's a
it's
different kind of horror.
scary.
That's not the horror I'm going for, you know? That's not like, let me play Porky Pig so I can hear the same 30-second loop for fucking 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Not that game's 20 hours. It's probably like a 3-hour game.
Yeah, it was probably about a 3-hour game. I never got that far as a kid.
But it was pretty simple.
It was pretty simple. I think I did a lot better as a kid. 100%.
You probably did, but you probably just had a lot more time back then, and were like, you know,
I had
this
the
was
patience.
when I was a kid. I didn't have a lot of games, so it was like you get a game. It's like you're gonna play.
You're gonna play
that
nonstop.
game. Yeah.
Until you beat it. You don't care if you die a few times. You're just gonna get back at it.
I got shitty games, and I just kept playing.
Yeah, I can't do that now. If I die like more than 5 times, I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
For sure.
This pissed me off.
I thought that it was pretty easy to get into, but the controls were kind of floaty. Like,
Yeah.
he kind of floats when he jumps. He's not like...
A little bit of a slide too, which I hate sliding in platformers.
Oh, you mean like when you hit those, like...
Yeah, and you're like...
You hit like an angle and like... he
Oh,
slides
that's
down? Is that what you're
slide.
talking
No,
about?
I mean like when you land on a platform, he would slide a little bit too sometimes.
You might be right. I never noticed that.
But yeah, that was hard too, though. I know what you're talking about when you're getting up there.
Yeah, the slides were annoying. You would try to like... You would jump up to a section and it wasn't clear what you would have to do. So you'd probably die a couple times. And then eventually you realize, oh, I need to keep jumping up
Yeah.
the slide in order to get past
Exactly.
it.
It's a good game, though. I think really great for anyone to jump into nowadays. I think...
It's very easy to get
Or
into, for sure.
younger crowd could really
Yeah.
jump into it.
If I had kids, I would be like, here, this is an easy game. Look, it's run and jump. There's
And
no
it's,
other buttons
yeah,
to
it's like
figure
easier
out.
than Mario, I would even say.
100%.
A lot simpler.
There's
Simple platformer.
There's no projectiles for you to use. It's literally just running and jumping. So if
Yeah.
you have kids, this would probably be a good game to play with them if they're younger.
Yeah.
And it would clearly scare them.
Oh
if
yeah,
they're younger, for
if you
sure.
want to scare like your little brother or sister,
No doubt.
get him Porky the Pig's Haunted Holiday.
Where would you put it at on the
Ooh, on the spook
the
meter.
spook meter?
Oh man, as a kid, it would totally be a solid 5. As a kid, but future Jenny, current Jenny, present Jenny, I would say like a 2. Barely a 2, like a 1.5. I wasn't really scared. I was more like, ooh, this music kind of makes me a little like, and that's it.
Being fair, and all things being fair, looking at it objectively, because this game was clearly made for kids.
Yeah.
I would say it was probably at like a 2, which is probably an extremely appropriate place for children to be
For a child,
at. You're
yeah.
scared the shit. You're not going to show them It the fucking Clown.
Yeah.
When they're 4 years old. You're not going to be like, oh my god, here, I'm going to give you nightmares forever. But you could definitely play Porky Pig's Holiday.
Now I wonder if it's even scary enough for kids nowadays. I feel like kids are fearless. Totally going off subject, but kids are so fearless right now.
I'm going to get off subject for a second. Kids are a bunch of pussies nowadays.
What, do you really? You think so?
Oh, yeah.
They like Five Nights at Freddy's. They like that Ben. You don't think that's... Okay, maybe I'm just a freaking snowflake.
I mean, I was watching, like, Freddy and Jay. I was watching shit that I shouldn't be watching when I was like 6 and 7 years old. So like the Five Nights at Freddy's and shit. Like, oh, you're watching like the cutesy
cute little
versions.
animatronics.
I'm like, no, dude. I was watching people getting like stabbed
murdered
and, shit.
and chopped up.
I was like, that's the shit that I went to bed with.
That's. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm good.
You're like, I'm great now. I turned out great.
I had a fear of Freddy for a long time, but I got better.